must be broken. They're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're all together rookie. The Addams Family. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da da da. My brother's actually very jealous because I can snap and whistle, and he can only snap. I said I could whistle. I didn't say I could do it well. Good morning, everyone. This is Royce coming back at you with yet another Let's Try. And in the Halloween spirit, we are continuing, or we are trying Burger King's new Addams Family meal. We have the Wednesday Whopper, the Thing Rings, Gomez's Churro Fries. Oh, that is lovely artwork. And Morticia's Kooky Chocolate Shake. I guess that makes me Fester. Or Pugsley. That does not taste any different than the normal onion ring. We are continuing with the trend of Burger King items that appear to just be their normal Burger King menu items, but with a smattering of food dye. As I don't believe that there's anything particularly special about the Wednesday Whopper, other than the fact that it is purple. And kind of, well, it does have some white cheese on it. But yeah, that's just classic Whopper toppings. Reminds me of the Pretty Patty from SpongeBob. Well, let's give her a try. It's better than the Spider-Verse Whopper or the Ghost Pepper Whopper. Those had really dry buns, and I think that was due to the fact that due to the fact that, I don't know, something in the food dye was leading them to expunge fluid at a higher rate. I'll try the shake, which is melted a significant portion. You can probably see it's like a lot more liquidous than it should be. Topped with this purple Oreo crumb looking thing. A melted chocolate shake is just chocolate milk. Well, no, it's thicker than chocolate milk. But it's good. It's got the consistency of eggnog, but it's chocolate instead of creamy vanilla. Oh, Lord. My brother and I... Sorry, seeing my chocolate mustache there briefly. My brother and I described to Mom what a dirty Sanchez was. Because I just started humming one of my favorite bars from Epic Rap Battles of History, where Darth Vader takes down Hitler's whole ideology in a really good I forget what the term is where you reuse like a line or phrase has been too long since I had a Whopper. I forgot how gooby they were. Oh, Lord. No napkins. They didn't give me any napkins. They didn't give me any chocolate sauce for the churro fries like they were supposed to. They didn't even give me a straw for the milkshake. Granted, I think it is supposed to be more of a concrete or McFlurry type thing. Or Blizzard if you're a fan of the what is it called? Dairy Queen. So, oh man, someone was talking about a dilly bar the other day, and I was like, man, that makes me crave a dilly bar. I normally order the Whopper without pickles or onions, but it really does change the flavor profile when you have them on. And like, with that purple bun, you can almost fool yourself into thinking this is something cool, like an ube bun or something. Oh. Anyway, what was I trying to say? But no, so my brother kept trying to stop me, but I just love this line so much. Oh, flipping. You flip a bar when you reuse it. Let me paint you a picture, son. Portrait of a bitch after World War I. Stirring up the fears of the German people, trying to tell them that the Jews are evil. Wrote a little book, got them fired up. Had a beer hall push, got them fired up. But when your bunkers started getting fired up, you put a gun in your mouth and fired up. Fantastic line. The ERB guys are at their best when they're using their platform to both educate people on the past and excuse me, really cutting loose like that. I'll be right back. I gotta. Whew, sorry, had to get a napkin and a glass of water. Anyway. But this isn't about ERB. This is about the Addams Family. So I, like most, let's say millennials and Zoomers, saw Addams Family and Munsters on TV Land. Now, while I will freely admit that Addams Family has had far better media post the original series, which itself is based on a comic series that I think is from the New Yorker. Of the two original shows, I actually do prefer Munsters because it is a little more slapstick and goofy. Don't get me wrong. John Astin as Gomez is just perfect. Like, a lot of people love. To a lot of people, Raul Julia is Gomez, but to me, it's still John Astin. It's weird too because, like, the Addams Family was kind of just this like gothic family that had like light intonations of stuff. You know, like Morticia kind of looked a bit like Vampira. Gomez, I don't know. He just was a dude in a suit. Pugsley and Wednesday kind of had this like Children of the Corn thing about not Children of the Corn. What's the one where all the kids are like evil psychics or something? Then the granny was a witch. Fester was this like, I guess almost Frankenstein-like character because he was very associated with like electricity and explosives. Lurch was very much just a monster, like Frankenstein's monster, basically. And thing like something I actually don't like about the modern Addams Family stuff is in the original show, Thing wasn't a disembodied hand. He was implied to be an entity that existed beyond the boundaries of space and time. Well, the boundaries of like what we know as space. Because remember, he was a hand reaching out of like impossible places. Like, you know, clocks and drawers and stuff. And I do like that idea. Oh, and of course, Cousin It. I always forget about Cousin It. Played by Snoop Dogg in the animated version, apparently. Which is weird, because isn't he still just like a... You know, kind of talks like an Ewok. Then, of course, like, you know, like... Obviously, I think everyone thinks Addams Family nowadays, they think of Raoul Julia and, what's her name? The Grand High Witch. Witches of Eastwick. Captain EO, what is her name? Angelica Houston. I just knew if I kept listing stuff she was in, I'd think of it eventually. Our dog's allergic to onions. I got Clark an 8-piece chicken nugget from Burger King. He ate one and refused to eat another. This is a dog who has eaten his own shit. Who turned his nose up at Burger King. That's crazy, y'all. Well, let's move on to the piece de resistance. The churro fries. Ooh, that does look good. Oh, light, fluffy, crispy, and covered in cinnamon sugar. It's so good. Clark has given me very, very hard looks. Nowadays, I think most... Well, no, that's not what I was about to say. It's weird how iconic the two Addams Family movies are. Like, everyone thinks of the camp scene where Wednesday, like, just basically incites a race riot or whatever with the indigenous population. Well, in the play. Not Drew Barrymore, but... Was it Joan Cusack as the Black Widow killer? And the original where Fester has amnesia. And like Christopher Lloyd giving his all in yet another performance. Then you had the modern day movie with Oscar Isaac as Gomez. and a bunch of other like famous actors. Like I said, Snoop Dogg is cousin it. Most recently, you had the TV show Wednesday, which I believe just got renewed for another season. Um, I don't know much about Wednesday, but I do know that a lot of people ship Wednesday with the werewolf lady, Enid Sinclair. And it is actually a very cute ship, but I try not to involve myself in that stuff. Um, Also, I do like that it's actually a lady werewolf. That's cool. You don't see that enough, especially in a positive fashion. Like, I think the only, like, big, like, female werewolf movie is Ginger Snaps, and that was hardly a positive representation. Cursed kind of had one. Oh, Christina Ricci was in that too, wasn't she? Yeah, the original Wednesday. Also plays Catwoman in the new Batman show. Oh, and you have, speaking of, like, Wednesday, though, interesting idea having the Addams family be Hispanic with, like, Catherine Zeta-Jones, uh, the guy from, look, I just know him as the guy from Count of Monte Cristo. I swear upon all the graves of my, or I swear upon all the lives of my dead relatives, and even those that aren't feeling too good. My mom loves that movie. After reading the actual book, or, well, the Great Illustrated Classic version, and then watching Gankatsuo, the Count of Monte Cristo, which is an anime adaptation that turns the Count into a vampire demon, and yet is still somehow more faithful to the books than the Jim Caviezel version. The Jim Caviezel version is bad. Also, apparently Caviezel went down the QAnon rabbit hole, which is sad because he was actually a pretty decent actor. He wasn't like the best actor. He kind of did that like stoicism thing where he just kind of looks blankly at the camera. Like Person of Interest and Count of Monte Cristo. I don't know how well he did in fucking, pardon my French, in the one with, the Passion of the Christ, because I am not watching that movie. I have better things to do with my time than watch Jesus get abused for 2 hours. In the wrong language, by the way. Jesus didn't speak Latin, you Gibson, you moron. Would have been Aramaic or Yiddish, Hebrew, whatever you call it. I believe there's actually a common language used in the Middle East that wasn't Latin. Was it Aramaic? I don't know. It's kind of like what Esperanto is supposed to be. Which, I fucking hate Esperanto. Like, I'm glad that never went anywhere because it's such a dumb idea. Language should evolve naturally. This has gone way too far off topic. No, it's just a weird. It's an interesting idea having the Addamses be Hispanic because their patriarch is named Gomez, and so I kind of get the, and his most famous portrayal was by Raul Julia doing kind of a. I don't know what exactly his accent was supposed to be. Uh, don't eat the onion rings with the shake. There's like a very buttery crumb topping at the bottom. Probably was supposed to be spread throughout the shake more, but they were really busy when I got up there. I never even got around to the original point I was going to make. Oh, no, I did. And I like the Addams Family, or the Monsters more than the Addams Family because they're a lot goofier and more, I guess you'd almost say sitcom-y. Like, Addams Family might have been too transgressive for its time, even. I don't know. Oh, here. Something I actually thought about. Since they did a Deadpool Wolverine movie, the next thing they should do is a Spidey Pool movie. And I was thinking, you could have Gwenpool as one of the villains, and have the actors who played Enid Sinclair and Wednesday play Gwenpool. And you could have Jenna Ortega play Aranya, who's like a Latina Spider-Man from the comics. And, you know, have like multiverse shenanigans and stuff. Be like, hey, have we met? I don't know. Boring. Boring. Really good. Really good. If you get it, get the sweets, avoid the savory. Which is weird. I never say that. I'm usually a savory man. But I've been proven wrong this day. Anyway, that's it for today. Y'all have a good one. This is Royce Miller. I'm outie. The Addams Family.